It sadly is possible, and if you thought it was hot and humid yesterday, just you wait. We've got lots more hot and lots more humid to deal with for the next couple of days. We'll start it off on the radar picture, looking for some activity. Now, the more we see here, and you know, with so much moisture available in the atmosphere, we should get showers. Well, the sooner we get those showers, the less hot it will be. But it's going to stay steamy and uncomfortable throughout. Radar picture of the last 12 hours didn't have a whole lot to show us. We only had a few showers in spots yesterday, and it was hot. It will be just as hot today and more humid, which means it's going to feel even worse outside. 78 in Valdosta right now, 79s for Tallahassee and for Thomasville. We are starting near 80. We're going to quickly get up over 90, and depending on when those showers do their thing, that record of 100 is within reach. We hit 98 yesterday. It's 81 right now in Bainbridge and in Blakely. It's 82 at Apalachicola. We're at 76, a little cooler in Monticello. It's 77 in Live Oak, but we're supposed to be back down closer to 70, not closer to 80, so definitely on the warmer side of normal. We've got some visibility concerns still, a little bit of that patchy fog, but really nothing we can't handle at this point. I expect the temperatures to start taking off real soon, and that humidity just keeps climbing. We're going to have dew point numbers up near 80 today, and that tells us there's just so much moisture in the air. That's why it's going to feel so uncomfortable outside. It's why we have the heat advisory for almost the entire viewing area, and that means we're expecting a heat index number close to 110 out there. And that's dangerous kind of hot. Off to the north and to the west, it's where all the organized weather is. It's where this boundary is, where that energy is. Now, I wish we could get some of that down here, but in July, these boundaries, they don't make it all the way down to the Gulf Coast. We are bottled up in the hazy, the hot, the humid, the summery stuff, and that's not going to change over the next couple of days. We should be able to trigger some of those instability-driven showers. The sea breeze will fire some of those up. There is enough support in the upper levels of the atmosphere to at least get some. But we're not talking the widespread soakers that we could use to really snap this heat spell. So for the next couple of days, it's really going to be more of the same. Very uncomfortable, very humid, and kind of dangerous out there. So if you've got to be outdoors between those peak hours of like 10 and 4, make sure you take all those hot weather precautions. Lots of cold water to replenish the fluid your body is sweating out. Make sure you take breaks. You find shade. I'm telling you, that towel dipped in ice, throw it over your head for a couple of seconds. It'll drop that body temperature in a hurry. And it feels really good. There's a look at the tropics. Nothing going on out here, and likely won't be anytime soon, so things staying nice and quiet with respect to that. Winds on the Gulf near home today, west and southwest 8 to 16. Your seas 2 to 4 feet with a light to moderate chop in the bays. Our tide times, high tides, just about finished. They'll finish up before 8:15. 70s and 80s, it's very muggy outside. Your glasses fog up the minute you step outside. Mid-90s, maybe some upper 90s, very humid, feeling like it's in that 108 to 112 ballpark. And that's dangerous stuff. We'll put the rain chances around 60%. Mid-70s tonight, whatever showers fire up, and there should be some, well, that fills out by 9, 10 o'clock. Very muggy overnight tonight and not really cooling off much. Our hashtags, hot and humid, storms coming, and icky sticky. Look how boring this forecast is. 96 and 76 throughout. Lots of other info up on the Twitter and the Facebook. Find us there. Hopefully we can break some of the humidity, hopefully, guys, by Sunday.
Plenty of red on today.
Got real busy like that.
Look right back here, my goodness.
And that's just that's the second area. We've got a couple other ones to get to. Let's do it. We're talking strong thunderstorms, borderline severe. That's why the warnings are issued, because some of these are containing some of those damaging wind gusts. That could be 50 or 60 miles per hour in a brief second. And really what that can do is can cause some issues with some trees, some power lines, and of course you get some heavy downpours in some of this. Of course, this is Tallahassee. This is central and southern Leon County. And this is moving fairly quickly to the east at about 35 miles per hour. As a matter of fact, if we zoom out a little bit and put some estimated times of arrival on there, you'll see that for Chairs and for Bauman, for Capps and Monticello, we're talking in the next half hour or so, we expect to see these cells moving in this direction. They likely won't be as strong as they were a little while ago, but they'll certainly bring some pretty significant rains and some of those stronger wind gusts. So areas through Tallahassee into Jefferson County, be ready. In the next hour, going to be real busy. We've got the same kind of weather going on in South Georgia, right around Thomasville now, up Highway 319, Highway 19, right where they sort of intersect, and along Highway 84. And if we do the same thing with some of those estimated times of arrival, we're seeing that Coolidge and Boston and Pavo and Quitman and Barney and Hayhira over the next hour. These are the areas we expect to see this little cluster of cells move towards. This batch is moving between 35 and 40 miles per hour, so moving very, very quickly, bringing some strong wind gusts with it, and really bringing some pretty heavy downpours. So if you don't need to be out there traveling in these areas, Highway 84, Mahan Drive, Interstate 10, now's a good time not to. Give it an hour and it'll be calming down at least a little bit. We do have another couple of warning boxes to our west, and as these continue to translate east, it's likely we see these warnings get extended or new ones fire up. And once we start getting some warnings, usually those lead to additional warnings throughout the afternoon. Of course, we'll be here. We'll be checking it out for you. We'll be breaking it down. Always find us on the Facebook and the Twitter. There'll be lots of updates there throughout the afternoon also. I expect this to be a pretty busy afternoon. Pop-up showers, pop-up storms, sort of hit and miss all over the place. And it'll be amazing to see how the temperatures vary where we get some of those showers and storms. In Valdosta, no showers, no storms. 87 and humid. It's 81 now in Thomasville. Temperatures dropped quite a bit in the last 15 minutes, down to 78 in Tallahassee with another thunderstorm still nearby. And that breeze, a little bit variable depending on which way it's spinning out of that thunderstorm. How about Bainbridge, where it's 90 right now, yet it's only 75 in Quincy. It's 77 in Moultrie, but it's 88 in Homerville. It's 86 in Perry, still 85 in Monticello. I bet after 1 o'clock that temperature drops about 10 degrees when the next round of showers moves through that area. Another very different view is going to be from the camera on St. George Island. Our friends at thebeachview.com. No storms down here. Starting to cook up a few of those puffy clouds, but it's been a real nice day near the beach. And it's just one of those setups when you deal with the scattered showers, these instability-driven rains, especially when you get a little extra energy in the upper levels of the atmosphere to trigger some of those stronger ones. And we see those little pockets of white building up. That's where we have the highest cloud tops, the most moisture, and the best chances for the most activity. Now we've got one of those weather ruts going on across the southeast that we get so common this time of the year. It gets warm, it gets humid, the threat for showers is there, and as long as we have that additional energy in the upper levels of the atmosphere, 2-3 days, we're going to continue with more of the same. That's what Futurecast will point out. The showers all over the place for this afternoon, and likely going to find another good round of showers tomorrow afternoon and again on Thursday afternoon. The difference will be by the time we get to Friday, that additional energy is gone, and once it's gone, we start to reduce those rain chances, and of course that means we crank up the heat. Hey, there isn't anything out there across the Atlantic to get excited about. All quiet on the tropical front. Winds on the Gulf today, west and southwest. Breezy enough, 12 to 22. There's a look at your tide times. You can always double check these, WCTV.tv. That's our webpage. Here we go with the forecast. Low 90s. We're going to go 50-50 on the rain chances. Not everybody's going to get the 90s, of course, because of the showers. Some spots won't get out of the 80s, but we're already seeing numbers that start with a 9 pop up on the map. Showers fizzle out once the sun sets. That's really the fuel to these thunderstorms. And we'll fall back into the 70s. The muggies are here. This weather rut. This is June weather. And even when tomorrow starts July, this weather ain't going anywhere.
Here, but I guess there's plenty of activity
and there's more
out there.
and more spots. I finally got a chance to take a ride through the Killarney area. Went down Killarney Way. There was all kinds of tree
Still kind of
crews
a
out
mess.
there cleaning up and picking up and bundling up all the limbs down. Let's hope we don't get a repeat of what happened just a couple of days ago. Take a look here. Radar, very active right now, and it's going to be throughout the afternoon. A bunch of showers. We'll zoom into the first one right here. This is the one that we could really hear on top of the TV station, moving its way into parts of Jefferson County now, just up on Highway 19, approaching Monticello. More out Mahan Drive and definitely along Interstate 10. We've got some pretty good showers here, and it's quieting down back on Thomasville Road as you head up to the state line. A few sprinkles even as far north as Beachton. Now we've got a little bit more activity on parts of South Georgia, north of the interstate in Gadsden County. It's not much, but it's one little cell that's drifting to the east. The most impressive looking activity now spawning a couple of warnings up against the Franklin County coastline. So we've got another shot at some more wind gusts and some more big thunderstorms. And as these work their way to the north and to the east, we're going to need to be on guard as we get into Wakulla County in the next, say, 30 minutes or so. And there are more showers that extend further back to the west. Lots of energy, lots of moisture, lots of instability. And that's going to provide for another pretty busy afternoon, I think, for a lot of the viewing area. Now, all of the organized weather is still way up to the north where that boundary is, but that's where it's going to stay. Neat-looking time-lapse from our tower cam. You see the clouds building in, and you see that little smack of rain. Only lasted for about 15-20 minutes, and that was it. Now, there'll be more showers at times today, and they'll do just like this. They'll kind of pop up, move in, move out, and then things will clear up a little bit on the other side. So it's going to be one of those days where you get a little bit of everything. At the airport, Starting to get some thunder and lightning now. Hasn't had any rain, so it's already up to 88 degrees, but the winds are starting to pick up. It's 89 degrees for us in Valdosta, where we haven't had any rain yet, and we can definitely see spots that have had rain and spots that haven't. It's only 83 at Camilla, a couple of sprinkles not too far nearby. 84 at Quincy, a couple of sprinkles not too far by. It's 92 at Apalachicola, and that's close to some of those showers. We'll watch and see over the next hour how far those temperatures drop. How about 86 at St. Mark's and Monticello? I suspect the temperatures in Monticello are going to drop too, now with the showers on the way. Heat indices, anywhere from the upper 80s to the low 100s. It is both hot and humid out there. Put them together, that's what it feels like. And we are definitely seeing plenty of clouds and showers cook up. The visible satellite imagery, we're looking for those brightest white colors. You can see that one that moved through parts of Leon County and now into parts of Jefferson County. You can also see that activity up against the coastline. That's where you have the highest clouds, the biggest rain producers. And I think as Futurecast shows us, there'll be a good scattering of showers throughout the area through the afternoon today. It's nice that they're happening a little earlier. Hopefully that will keep things a little bit cooler and a little bit less unstable, and maybe we can avoid some of the bigger thunderstorms that we had earlier this week. I think after today, we remove that additional energy. We slowly start to dry out at least a little. It's not going to get, super dry and incredibly comfortable out there. It's still going to be hot and humid. But with fewer showers, more sunshine, we're going to see those temperatures continue to climb. The tropics, they have been quiet. They are staying quiet. There's nothing cooking out there for the Gulf, the Caribbean, or the Atlantic. On the Gulf around here, winds out of the west and southwest 8 to 16, and your seas 1 to 3 feet. There's a look at the tide times. We've got the low tides all done now. High tides will be next up. Low 90s in the warm spots. Those showers are going to cool it down. We'll see some areas bounce all the way back into the 70s. That rain chance, 60 or 70%, a real good shot where you are to catch some rain, and some of those storms could be on the strong side. Low 70s, once the sun sets, the showers fizzle. There'll be some more patchy fog. I'm still going optimist, even though this is July and I know how hot it can get around here. Maybe we keep it in the mid-90s tomorrow and Saturday. Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe.
So that's
All right.
optimistic.
That's
All right.
Wishful thinking.
All right, coming up next.